Hey everyone, Coach Patrick here, Endurance Nation, back with another Coach Videocast podcast as we move our way to the out season. Wave 1 starts on Monday, October 30th. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about out season prerequisites. Who are the right people to be here and what are the things that you need? And those are sort of intersecting elements. But the first and most important one is who belongs here. And I've talked about this before. So there's a couple of key things you need to keep in mind when you interact inside Endurance Nation. Okay. And so the first and foremost thing is if you've never done the race that you're doing and you haven't earned a medal, right? You haven't, and I'm not talking about being in battle or serving your country, which we're so grateful for. I'm talking about the local 5K or a 10K or a half marathon or a triathlon. If you haven't done a long distance race like that or similar to what you're trying to do right now, you need to step back and really probably take a good hard look at a local resource for you and someone who can help you learn the fundamentals. Endurance Nation is an online community. We have incredible knowledge, depth, and ability to serve folks who have a baseline level of experience who are looking to get better. So in terms of who belongs here, that's you. You've done a half marathon, you want to do a marathon. You've done a sprint triathlon, you want to do an Ironman. You've done a century ride, and now you want to do a 3-day stage race. You've done something, and you know there's a better way to do this. How do I accelerate my growth? I've gotten 0 to 1. I want to get from 1 to 10. And we can do that with you in a really compressed period of time. 0 to 1 took you a long time, from motivation to getting equipment to making it happen. We can get you from 1 to 10 pretty quickly, or even beyond, depending on what your level of engagement is. But you do need to bring that baseline level of experience. So you have an understanding of where to start. When I say, what's your run cadence right now? You have a watch that gives you that information. If I say, what's your average miles per week running for the last 6 weeks? Because you keep it on Strava, right? So there's some baseline level of just engagement and self-awareness and experience that comes to the table here that makes sure that you're the best fit for us. Really important to do that. The second piece is that you have some general equipment. And what we're trying to get to here is that you have the capacity, the means, the methodology to be able to train indoors over the winter. The majority of athletes who participate in the out season for this time frame are in the Northern Hemisphere. So the weather gets a little bad, it's iffy. And the goal here is repeatability. So if you're going to do a hard session as a benchmark or a hard session in week 1, we want you to be able to do a hard session in 5 or week 8 or week 10 in the same environment. It doesn't make sense if you're starting outside for 7 weeks and then go inside for 7 weeks. Those are different modalities, different numbers, different situations, and the training stress will not be the same. So we're trying to find a way for you to be consistent. So if you have a treadmill at your gym, fantastic. If you have a bike trainer at home or access to a spin bike consistently, you can do the work there, fantastic. But we want to make sure that you have that infrastructure. If you show up with experience, but you have zero infrastructure, there's going to be a steep learning curve, and you're going to have a tough time making sure that the protocol works for you. It's not the same as just going outside after work. If outside after work means there's 6 inches of snow on the ground, it's kind of icy, and there's no daylight. That's a recipe for disaster, and I won't send you out there knowingly. So do make sure that as you are participating in the out season, you have a baseline level of experience, and you've got a baseline level of equipment that you can bring to the table. Now, it sounds a little crazy. I'm telling you all the reasons you shouldn't and all the reasons why it's tough. But the value in the out season really is unlocked for you when you have the context of yourself, of your situation, within which you can add the additional knowledge. We're not creating new knowledge for you. That's a 0 to 1 situation. That's a place where really you need to sit down with someone who's going to look at your arm and say, did you try your hand here? Did you try your hand there? What about over here? You need someone to do a gait analysis and say, I see what you're doing right here. Move your leg back here. Now do that, right? You need someone who's going to be on site, like a golf coach or a tennis coach or a swim coach. Endurance Nation is online, so we bring a great deal to the table, and we can do amazing things with technology, with video, live meetings, interactions during the week that we have on Mondays and Wednesdays. But it's really hard for me to get in there and help you fix your swim stroke. It's really hard for someone else on the team to help you specifically with your bike fit. It's almost impossible to help you with technique on the running side. I don't know what your bike fit looks like because I'm not running behind you for 2 hours on a Saturday session. All of those things come really beneficial to the new folks in a local scenario. And there's probably a great team in your area, a resource you can take advantage of that will really benefit you. As we look forward at the out season, there is a lot of upside, though, that I want to focus on, too, which is for athletes who are at that 1 level, who want to go from 1 to 10 or 1 to 20 or 1 to 50. There's plenty of opportunity for you to grow inside that space. And the real question is how engaged do you want to be? It's not a question of how much do you want to work. The out season program is fixed, not only for your safety, but to ensure that we see the gains that we want over 14 weeks. but there's plenty of room for you to grow intellectually. And you can take part in our challenges. You can take part in our coach lessons, which happen once a month, which is a 30-minute presentation by me or another expert and an opportunity for you to do Q&A. And we usually poll the team and kind of dive in a little bit more about what people want to learn. Similarly, when we do challenges like this year, we'll be doing like a 5K challenge, which is something you can do anytime that month, or a bike challenge or a run consistency challenge over 7 days. These are all things you can partake in that make your training fun, connect you with other members of the team, take some of the pressure off your regular schedule, the kind of jobby job feeling of it, and really unlock the ability for you to be able to do more with your fitness in a really fun and exciting way. And our goal is to get that to you. So when you join us, and I hope you do, you go to endurancenation.us/join. Here, I'll put that up on the banner so you can see that right there. Boom, right there at the bottom. When you do sign up with us for the out season, if you do it before October 30th at midnight, we'll fast track your application. We'll get you dialed in. We'll map out your entire season so you know what's coming up. You'll be able to connect with me and the other staff inside the team to make sure you're all set with everything you need. You can connect with your teammates and really make sure you hit the ground running when we start the out season. Remember, we're here to get a head start on the season. We do it in a meaningful and productive way that's very social and engaging and also effective for you as an individual. All it takes is that you say, you know what? I don't want the same results for next year. The only thing worse than getting another tie or another pair of socks, like I always seem to get every year, is going back out, doing tons of work and getting the same race results, having 30 seconds different between the finish line this year and the finish line next year. If you do the same work, if you do the same style of training, you're going to get the same results. Mix it up a little bit. Let's go. We've been doing this for 17 years. We got your back. We're ready to help you out. Looking forward to seeing you inside the team. That's endurancenation.us/